This segment of Hak5 is brought to you by GoToAssist. You guys know that I am all about sharing, syncing, and security all at the same time. And today I have a brand new product for you. And to help me explain this, I have Andrew Renz from Code42. Now you guys are in charge of Crashplan, but you also are in charge of this brand new thing called Shareplan, right?
That's right.
Awesome. So what does Shareplan do exactly?
Shareplan is a real-time collaboration and sync for enterprise first. So enterprises can actually enable device sync amongst their employees, and then multi-user sync within projects and things like that.
And then Crashplan is specifically for backing up your data.
Exactly. Yeah. Crashplan is the one-way protect story, and Shareplan is the I want my data across all my different devices, and also I want to collaborate on it.
Oh, that's perfect. Now, I know that there are a bunch of competitors out there, and well, personally, I do use a couple of them. I'm sorry.
Sure.
But tell me, why is this different, and how does it compare? Is it better?
Sure. Yeah, the first, kind of major difference between Shareplan and some of the competitors out there that we have in this market is that architecturally, Shareplan was built so IT can kind of build out their own private clouds and use that instead of pushing all the data out to a public cloud. Right? So it's all the same stuff we've done for Crashplan, hybrid, private, or we have an option where you can actually use public cloud but actually hold all of your own encryption keys inside of an enterprise.
Ooh, that's
so they
nice.
can trust their data to us, but not and be comforted by the fact that they know that they're the only people that have the keys to the data.
That's really cool. Yeah, I know encryption and security are so important to everybody, especially nowadays when we've had all this crazy stuff come out about the NSA and whatnot.
Yes.
So does this support, I believe Crashplan uses Blowfish, is that correct?
Yep.
Does Shareplan also use that?
Shareplan is it's actually our 4th generation engine. And as a next generation engine, we've actually transitioned to start using AES encryption across the board. That was actually a big request from our enterprise customers. And we wanted to actually kind of deliver that and build it at the same time. It will actually come back and benefit Crashplan in the very near future as well.
So why the change other than just people requesting it?
In the enterprise world, kind of vetted and trusted standards are more important than one algorithm or the other.
Yeah.
And kind of the groundswell was towards AES. And so we heard that message loud and clear and built Shareplan to support that.
Is this AES 256?
It is.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
you can get geeky with our audience.
Yeah. It's AES. What's really cool about Shareplan and Crashplan is we encrypt all data at the moment it's read off of all of those endpoint disks. And it stays encrypted. It's never even decrypted when we store it in the cloud or private cloud or wherever else.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And the people that have access to those keys are your IT guys.
Right.
Okay, so another question I have is, other than your enterprise people, would I be able to use this for my companies?
You would, absolutely. So you can actually download the Shareplan server and run it on anything. If you have a desktop machine that you want to dedicate to it, or you want to use our managed private cloud appliances if you're a bigger enterprise, we have different options for that. And so you can build your own private clouds or use ours or whatever you need to.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that's super useful. I have a whole bunch of different shows that I do, and I want to be able to use this and feel secure that I'm using it at the same time.
Yeah.
That's so important. And
one of the really cool benefits of being built for private clouds as well as public clouds is we put some of our kind of well-vetted and trusted kind of technology from Crashplan back into Shareplan. So for example, we're deduplicating all the files that you're syncing and collaborating across your devices and then amongst other users as well.
Really?
So that means in a group plan, if you change a file, only the byte differences in that change will actually get synced to all of your users. So it's lightning fast that way.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Now is this, I believe I read somewhere that it creates a peer network.
Yeah, what we did is we built what we call a topology-aware mesh network.
What does that mean?
That basically means that LAN if you can, WAN if you have to.
Oh, that's so funny.
Exactly. So we treat all the different Shareplan peers as kind of a peer network, and we will move the bits in the most efficient, fastest way, which means that in practice, everything doesn't have to go up to the Shareplan server and then back down to all 20 participants or whatever. It could move directly to one of them, and then on that Wi-Fi LAN or whatever else, spread really quickly between them.
Oh wow, yeah, that really, really speeds up things.
Exactly, and that was one of the big kind of negatives that we were hearing from customers of our competitors. It was just the time that it took to upload big files and everything else.
It's true, yeah.
And so what we wanted to do is, let's use the networks that you already have in place to speed up all that transfer of data.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, how much does this cost? Because I know a lot of people are going to be interested in it.
Yeah, the MSRP for Shareplan is $10 a month.
Okay. Is that for user or license?
It is, it's per user.
Oh, it's per user?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was one of the other
great.
things that we heard. It made a lot more sense to just license it by the number of users that were in an enterprise or needed to collaborate and not worry about the number of devices or how much data they had or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I know that you have versions available for Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android, correct?
We do.
Okay, so I want to go ahead and get into a bit of a demo of this and show people what it's all about.
Absolutely. Well, the first one is, let's just look at my Finder. So I have small icons here. We're installed very similar to other sync and collaboration tools where we're putting icon overlays to indicate sync status and things like that. But I have a Shareplan folder. I can add anything in here, just like we're used to with those other tools.
Right.
The difference with us is we're building this on top of all the knowledge we already have for CrashPlan. So you can actually right-click on any other folder on your machine and have that be managed by Shareplan.
Cool, it's fully integrated.
It is. I can take this folder and I can put it somewhere else. I don't have to leave it in my Shareplan.
Nice.
And I can put it in my projects or wherever it needs to be.
Oh, that's so useful.
So that's the first thing that we did.
Okay.
I can add any files in here. If I want to actually create a plan or anything else, you can right-click on it and say, let's make this a plan. And I've actually already done that. So if we open up this guy, here is a plan that I am participating in with a few other users.
Okay.
I can add other users to it. I can leave this plan if I want to. I can even customize what bits of data are being synced.
Very cool.
So sometimes
So this is just the user interface right now?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have a timeline view to see who has contributed what at different times.
Yeah.
So we have a technology called selective sync. And for any of the plans that I'm participating in, I can elect to just have the event sync to me, or even just still be part of a plan, but not sync any of the new events or files as part of that as well.
Oh, okay.
So like for this big launch, if I apply here, Shareplan has a remote data kill capability, is the best way I can explain it. So if IT or myself or whoever else no longer needs to participate and see those files, they actually can disappear off of that endpoint.
Ah, really?
That's one of the things that we built to enable bring your own device.
Yeah.
Because a lot of workforces now, they let you bring in your iPhone.
Yes, that's what I do for my companies.
Exactly. Or your Android tablet, or maybe they give you a Windows computer and you'd like to use a Mac or vice versa or whatever else. You can do that, and then you can participate and collaborate on all these different plans. And then when you need to leave those plans, or IT said, we're done with this project or whatever else, they can pull the strings remotely and then actually just remotely kill just the managed portion of your data and not the rest of your machine. And also projects come and go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different reasons to do that. So that's it's a really simple interface. We wanted to build it so it was very easy to understand. And from an end user, simple is always going to be best.
Yes.
And then you can add more things on top of it if you need to. And so this is our new admin console. We've changed the branding a little bit. So if you used CrashPlan Pro E before, this will look very similar, but sort of different at the same time.
Yeah, it does.
And what we did is just added a plans category. And I can actually see all these different plans.
So these are all the different people that are in the company and every plan that
exactly. So here's personal plans for a bunch of different folks. You could probably actually find me.
And as an IT employee, you would have all access to all of these?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so here's my personal plan. I can see the number of devices that are actually attached to it. So here's my iPhone, here's my MacBook Air. And from the IT side, they can actually remove access to these different things. And here's the big launch plan. And from the IT side, I can see that these are the users that are participating in this. Here are all the devices that are participating. And from the admin console, they can actually edit the participants directly. So I can actually, as an administrator, remove Andrew from this plan. And what you'll see instantly happen
is you get a notification on your
Exactly.
phone.
You get a notification on your phone and also on my computer directly. So if we switch back to Shareplan, we'll already see that that plan is no longer on my machine.
Cool.
And it's the data that was actually part of that has also disappeared from my computer as well.
Wow, that was almost immediate.
It is.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like it. Do I have like a separate key for each of these?
Yes, you do.
Ah, good.
Yeah, so
Yay.
every plan is a separate encryption key.
Cool.
Which basically means it's a separate archive on the back end.
Yeah.
And people can come and go and do all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. So we have this for Windows and Mac, correct?
Windows, Mac.
Okay.
The Android version of Shareplan is really awesome because it actually treats it, kind of as a file system.
Nice.
So all the files that are shared and synced and stuff on there, you can edit and it automatically updates and does all that as well. And then of course we have iOS. And all the versions of Shareplan, Windows, Mac, Android, and iOS, all look identical. And that was something that we also worked really hard, but needed to do so end users understood immediately when they were using these different devices what Shareplan was going to do for them.
There's another company out there who does sharing, not at this level, but I downloaded their application on my iOS phone, and the only thing you can do is view the files. That's it.
Yeah.
It drove me nuts. I hated the thing so much.
Sure.
I was like, what? I can't sync from here? This drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So you have this downloaded on your iPhone 5, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, show me what this looks like on your iPhone 5 as well.
And Shareplan has all of the stuff that I do in my desktop on my mobile device. So you can add new data to it. You can add participants if you need to. And you can see all those files natively on here.
Wow. Yeah, it does look exactly like the other one.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Exactly, and that's what we have intentionally built to make it really easy to understand for end users when they swap across all these different devices.
Yeah, that's good.
Enterprises aren't just one type of computer anymore. They're anything.
Yeah. They really are, yeah. There's not a Shareplan available for Linux at the moment, right?
Yes, the Thick app is not. We didn't write one for Linux yet.
Yet.
We really wanted to focus on the 4 core platforms first.
Yeah.
And see what kind of traction needed to happen there.
When you are talking about enterprise, though, the main ones that they use are Mac and Windows.
Yes, and when you write native apps for Linux, you have different GUI libraries that you need to support, and it's just more difficult. What we do have, though, is a full-featured HTML5 web app for Shareplan.
Right, so you can still access it on there.
Everything that you can do in any of these thick apps, you can actually do over the web, and it actually looks identical.
Wow, that's so awesome. I can't wait to show my entire company this and be like, we need this right now for our company, please. This would be so useful right now. I mean, especially since I have all these different shows that I do. It would be really nice to create all these different products. Now, for anybody who really wants to check this out, where can they go to find more information?
They can go to our website, code42.com/Shareplan, and there's lots of videos and all the different information that they would want to see for Shareplan.
And this was just released October 1st. So
it was.
Yay, it's brand new. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Andrew. It was a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for telling me all about Shareplan. And for you guys, if you want to check out more, definitely check out his website and check out the show notes below. We'll be right back.
I know how it is working in IT. It means constantly jumping from one problem to the next, and everything, of course, needs to be solved fast. Every minute counts. I mean, you can't waste your time juggling different tools and duplicating data entry. That's why I use GoToAssist, less copy and paste. It's from Citrix. They're the leader in remote support. And get this, you'll have all the tools you need in one nice little integrated cloud-based platform so you can work faster and more efficiently. See, GoToAssist includes 3 different support tools customized to your needs. Well, there's the service desk so you can log incidents and track the resolution. There's GoToAssist monitoring to proactively identify issues before they become your boss calling you in a huge headache. And of course, remote support to provide live and unattended support to any PC, Mac, or mobile device from anywhere to resolve issues quickly. I've been using them for years. It has saved my bacon on more than one occasion. So you can assist anyone. Sign up for your special 30-day free trial today. Visit GoToAssist.com, click on the Try It Free button, and use the promo code HAK5. That's GoToAssist.com, promo code HAK5.
time for the Technolust photo of the week, and this week's photo is from Ray, who drives a semi for a living. He set up a 19-inch TV, a push-to TV box, a laptop, and a couple more monitors for a whole big dual setup. Of course, it's running Backtrack. He said he loves the show and he loves our episodes on SSH tunneling, and it has proven useful to him to access his own Ubuntu 12.04 server at his house while away. That's awesome. It's so good to see so many different people from, all types of walks of on the earth doing all sorts of different things with our show. So it's great to see that. Thank you so much for sending that in. You can send your photos over to feedback@hak5.org with the subject line Technolust.
For Derbycon 2013, I'm Darren Kitchen here with Aaron from Art of Exploitation. Aaron, how are you, man?
Doing good.
I'm really stoked about this. This is a crazy looking Pi device. What's going on with this toy you put together?
So this is a kind of a pet project of ours. This is a Raspberry Pi. It's actually a Raspberry Pi that we use for some of our courses. We teach ARM assembly courses and had these sitting around and wanted to build a forensics device. So we have a lot of USB devices that we need to zeroize and image, and there's a lot of expensive hardware to do that. But we wanted to have something that was a lot cheaper, a lot more flexible.
You're saying that the hardware that's available commercially right now to just plug into a drive and zero it out is expensive?
It's ridiculously
more
expensive
than a Raspberry Pi?
$35 Raspberry Pi, $25 for a screen. You got yourself, what a forensics box will do for $800.
No way.
Seriously.
Oh, I love this. I love this. Is this open source?
It is. We're working on getting the source code posted. We're actually giving these away at Derbycon 2013 here. So we're going to send a bunch of folks home with these, and I'm really hoping it's Python is what it's based off of. I want them to dig into the source code and have fun with it.
Sure.
But for folks who aren't so lucky to win one, they're going to get the ability to get the source code.
So you say it's based on Python. What's the underlying base here? Is this using the Raspberry Pi OS or what?
This is using Raspbian. It's a Debian-based version of made to work on the Raspberry Pi. And then it's a custom Python script that we've written that uses a lot of open source utilities, things like DD, Parted to scan the disks and zeroize an image.
So does it only zeroize, or does it? Can you do random data, or however?
So right now it's just zeroizing. I have a long to-do list of things, and honestly, we're getting a lot of good feedback from Derbycon attendees for what they'd like to see it do as well. So before the weekend's done, we'll have some more features in there too. But it also does cloning, and then we're going to have it be able to format with certain file systems, maybe do multiple passes, just kind of depending on the feedback we get.
Sure. Make it like DoD spec, or what's the even better one? The RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, have a better hard drive wiping spec than the DoD. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Really, the 35 pass Gutman, whatever folks want to do, we can do it.
Sweet. And so you were saying it can actually clone, because obviously you have two USB ports here. Yep. What kind of speeds do you get off that?
So it's limited by the Raspberry Pi. It's only USB 2, but honestly, the main use I see for this is a lot of folks at cons get the little free USB drives, and you're like, I don't really want to go home and plug that in. These things aren't the fastest things in the world to begin with, so the truth is it's not that big of a limiting factor. But when you get into the really high performance drives, unfortunately, we get a little bit limited by the Raspberry Pi.
I wonder what's going to happen when you plug a USB rubber ducky in there, thinking it's mass storage.
I really want to see that actually. We were talking about that.
Probably just start typing into your terminal or whatever, because you can just plug this, because right now what you've done is put a really beautiful, this is one of these Adafruit modules here to give you a nice screen, and we can go through your menus here. But this is still a Raspberry Pi. If I plug this into a TV and a mouse and a keyboard, right? So
the one thing I have going for me is that the way this is built, the way we're giving away right now, is it doesn't drop you to a terminal on the device itself. So you have to SSH in through the menus. You can get the IP address, enable SSH. It'll tell you the creds. It randomly generates a password. So if you plug a rubber ducky into this right now, I don't think it's going to work. I mean, I'd welcome the challenge, but I think it might stand the test.
This is really cool. So what's your dream for this to go, the next version?
So honestly, we've got a long list of features we'd like to see added onto this. Formatting drives, maybe ideally what I'd like to see is with a larger SD card, have the ability to automatically make bootable drives. So let's say you want a Kali Linux on a USB drive, you just plug it in this, wipes it, expands the ISO on there, makes it bootable, and now you've got all your ISOs ready to go.
A generic USB toolkit. I love it. Hey, Aaron, this has been a pleasure. Where can people find the code, find more about what you guys do with the art of exploitation?
So we've got our website, artofexploitation.com. We'll have some stuff up there on our blog. That's probably the best place to watch, and we'll get the source code up there. We're working through the bureaucracy, but we're going to make it happen.
Nice. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, that just about wraps up this episode of Hak5. But before we get going, we wanted to again remind you guys that you are all welcome. Everyone is welcome to come out to this party, all ages. It's going to be a good time in Point Richmond, in the San Francisco Bay Area, 135 Park Place.
Yeah.
Come out 7 o'clock on October 12th. Free beer for those 21 and over. Get yourself some pineapple swag. Find out about the new pineapple.
I threw it that way.
Tune into the live stream if you're not able to make it out in person. Oh yes, we're going to have the YouTube live stream. It's going to be wicked. I am on cloud 9. I can't wait to start talking about what we've been working on and doing a whole bunch of new segments on this stuff because it kind of ties in with a lot of things that we've been building on recently.
It does.
So yes, that's my jam.
Okay.
That's how it.
And of course, as always, email us feedback at hak5.org. You can also support us directly, hackshop.com and hak5.org/follow to find everything that we are doing, including information and details about the party.
That's it. And of course, just email us feedback at hak5.org. Let us know what's in your heart. And we will see you guys next week. Until then, I'm Darren.
I'm Shannon.
Trust your Technolust.
This right here is a prime example of why you shouldn't come to Derbycon, because you may get iced.
And it's going to rock.
This is a warm ice. I shouldn't call it ice. You should call it Smirnoff Warm.
All right, we're rolling. Ready?
All right.
That's amazing. Wow, look at that. That's how you do it. Right there.
Oh, God.
You get it done as fast.